friends, and welcome back to my channel. Woo! My name is Emma, and today we're going to be doing a little trick-or-treating. So this video was actually picked out by my patrons. Thank you so much, patrons, for choosing this one because I'm really excited about it. If you want to have your say in what videos I make, check out my Patreon and you can have your say too. So when I say trick-or-treat, I mean which plants were absolute tricks. Ones that people said were easy, like, oh, no problem, they grow with neglect, all that. That did not work for me, that I have managed to kill quite a few of. And then which plants were treats. Plants that people said that they really struggle with, that are really hard, that they don't get along with, that they really don't like, but somehow I find easy. So that's what I'm going to be sharing today, my tricks, my treats, and all that. I don't know why I'm talking so much with my hands today, but here we are. Really quick before we get started, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below. Leave a comment on which plants that you found to be tricks or treats, or if you agree with what I say, because I want to know. I want to know who else is having similar planty issues to me. Cool, and subscribe for more. Let's get into it. Trick number 1, cacti and succulents. What the heck? Who said that these were easy houseplants? What was it in like 2013, 2014 when people were like, oh my god, succulents, they're so easy, like just set and forget, you can have them anywhere in your house. No. Well, no. It is why I have killed so many freaking succulents just on the promise that they were easy plants, which they're just like, I don't understand. I don't understand, and cacti are the same. And I'm not just saying this because I live in England and like we don't get sun here now, and like they kind of need lots of really bright light in like a drier climate. Like even when I was in university in San Diego, prime location for cacti and succulents, hot, dry weather, sun everywhere. No, absolutely did not work. I do not understand why I cannot get them. And even now that I like fully understand houseplants, I cannot. I don't know, I don't get it. And I know loads of other people believe me in that succulents are not beginner houseplants. I just don't get it. Who got this idea? Who put this idea in people's heads that these plants were easy? Because they're not. They're freaking not. No, 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 no. I'm just really mad about this. I'm very passionate about how cacti and succulents are not freaking easy plants. Trick number 2, spider plants. I have not been able to keep one freaking alive. I have been able to propagate loads and loads and loads of spider plants. Like they prop so easily. And then once they get into soil, and like I've had them for a couple of months, they just die. They just stop living. And I've tried different watering methods. They just disintegrate in front of my eyes. I just don't understand. How do people think they're so easy? How do people have like these huge plants with like tons of babies? I don't get it. Like they thrive on neglect. I've tried neglecting them, and I've also tried caring for them, like being really on top of it and like moisture metering all the time. I just don't understand. I don't understand where, how? Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. They're just hard. I don't know why. I've just literally not been able to keep them alive. I've been able to prop them like crazy, but then after the propping phase, they just disintegrate. So now that I've done a couple tricks, let's put a treat in there. We gotta like mix it up a little bit. It's a trick or a treat. Next one's a treat. Caladiums. People often struggle with caladiums indoors because they require quite high humidity and like watering frickin' all the time. I watered my caladiums so much, just so frequently, like a couple times a week even sometimes, which is mental. It's more than I water nearly any of my other plants. So I think when it comes to caladiums, it's literally just about keeping them nice and moist once their leaves have gone and done the leafing thing. I understand why they would be hard for people because they're not just a set and forget kind of plant. They are one that you do need to pay a little bit more attention to. But as soon as you actually start like measuring their watering needs and like timing it and stuff, I think they can be quite easy. And also, I think I'm quite lucky that I have quite high humidity just naturally in my home. So that does help quite a lot. High humidity is a must for caladiums. So if you don't have high humidity in your home and you're struggling with your caladiums, it might be worth getting some sort of humidifier because that will boost the humidity in the area, or like grouping plants together because that will also boost the humidity. Trick number 3. Tradescantias. Everyone says they're super easy. I know they're called wandering dudes because they just wander and they put out loads of new growth and they just keep going. No. I've had both propagations and like proper plants of them, and they just, I don't get it. They get super leggy. Even if they're in like bright light or like have grow lights on them, they get super duper leggy and then just get crispy as well. And like I said, I've got high humidity. It's not a humidity issue. So I just really don't understand. I don't understand what they need to be happy, healthy plants. I think I just struggle with them in general. I've tried multiple different varieties of Tradescantia and none of them do the things that I want them to do. Grow nice, big, bushy, full plants. That's what I want. That's what I want. And it just doesn't work, and I love them because I love the purple. Like, purple is one of my favorite colors, and I wish I could have a nice big basket of like Tradescantia. It's either tricolor or Zabrina or something. I want it so badly, but it just doesn't work. And it annoys me so much. I want it. But it's a trick. It's all a trick. It's not easy. How do people have such nice, big, beautiful plants of them? I don't get it. I guess I'll just not have that. Another treat of mine is prayer plants. As you can see, I have a couple of prayer plants living here on my shelves. Love them. Absolutely freaking love them. I think this is another one that people struggle with because of humidity. People find that they can't give them enough and then the leaves end up getting crispy and looking weird. And I guess some of mine do have tiny bits of crispy leaves. Like, they don't look perfect, but they don't look bad enough that I'm like, not ideal, gonna get rid of that one. So it's good, but I think it is a humidity thing. I've also found that they do so freaking well in pon. 1000% recommend pon for Marantas. So this one up here, the variegated one, single stem cutting, like it had 4 or 5 leaves on it and just has gone crazy this summer living in pon. It's been living its best life. I've had to like repot it a couple times to like catch up with the growth. It's been doing super duper well, which is great. And then my lemon lime has actually also been doing really, really well in pon. I've got 2 lemon limes, one's in soil, one's in pon. The one in pon going crazy in comparison. It just like keeps popping out new leaves like all the freaking time, which is amazing. I love it. They can just keep doing that. So if you're struggling with Marantas, it might be worth trying to grow them in pon because they do really like that, where they just really like the moisture and the humidity, and if you can provide that for them, they will love you. 100%. No questions. Until you get spider mites. Then they won't. Or thrips. Again, they won't then, but those are easily managed. Another trick, begonias. I have tried so many friggin' begonias and they just don't like me. I just don't know why, they just don't like me. I've grown one from a cutting, didn't work. I've gotten one in the mail, and given I think it did have shock from being in the mail, but then it was like coming back, but then it declined again and then ended up just dying completely. No, not ideal. And then I just got another one, like a polka dot begonia. It was doing fine, now it's starting to get crispy and the leaves are getting a bit weird, so I don't know. They just don't make sense. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel like I'm treating them properly. I treat them how I treat almost all my other plants, and it's been fine for all my other plants, so why is it not okay for these ones? I don't know. I just really want like a nice angel wing begonia with the cute polka dots. They're so cute. I want it, but they don't want me. My final trick plant, air plants. I don't get it. You're supposed to just water them and then they live. They don't need soil. They're just supposed to exist. I don't get it. I got 3 air plants like a couple months back, maybe 2 months ago. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like, this isn't gonna be hard. I got this, like I can handle it. Boy, was I wrong. I soaked them in water for half an hour once a week, which is what you're supposed to do, and then let them like dry out, which is what you're supposed to do, like upside down. Like I shook them out and let them dry out upside down. And then 2 of the 3 decided they wanted to like rot away. Like it's really frustrating because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going wrong. Did I soak them too long? Did they stay too wet? Were they not getting enough sunlight? I just don't know. Like I followed the advice from the shopkeeper and from people on Instagram. I tried and they're just not happy. The last one is like, it's not on his last legs, but I'm just waiting for it to die as well because all the rest have, so why wouldn't this one? But yeah, so air plants, absolute trick. Don't trust you, no. I want to end this video on a high note. Here's the final treat, and I think my biggest flex. Alocasias. I freaking love alocasias. They are awesome. I have been growing mine for ages now. Alocasias were one of my first plants. When I like was getting into houseplants, I saw an alocasia poly and I was like, this one, I freaking love it. And we've had our ups and downs. We had a period where it had 1 leaf. There was 2 plants in there and there's only 1 leaf. And it stayed like that for a while, but it has been reborn. I think I've got 3 or 4 leaves on it now, which is great, super exciting. And I've been able to grow its babies, like from the little bulbs, which is awesome. And like all of my other alocasias have managed to do pretty freaking well. I feel like alocasias are one of the only plants that I feel like I get on like a good level. Like I know there's issues with like the 1 in 1 out leaf policy. I get it, but I think that's just part of who they are as plants. If they're not getting the like perfect ideal conditions, they will kind of have that cycle. And I think I'm okay with that cycle as long as I'm not like literally there's 1 leaf and then it dies to have another 1 leaf. Then I might have an issue with it, but as long as there's like 2 or 3 leaves on the plant, totally fine. I think alocasias are also a really, really, really good candidate for pon as well. All of my baby alocasias I've grown from bulb, I put into pon and they absolutely freaking love it. Like my little baby alocasias, super proud of growing them. Ended up growing most of them in leca by the time they were spreading leaves. And then they kind of just stayed that way for a while, didn't do much. As soon as I put them in pon, they just exploded, growing leaves like twice the size, like super tall in comparison, like growing so freaking well. So if you're struggling with your alocasias, pon will be your friend. Also high humidity, but as we talked about, I don't struggle with high humidity. My house is pretty humid naturally, so freaking love it. Yeah, alocasias, I love them, and I know people hate them. I know it's alocasia polys. I've got a couple of friends who say it's their least favorite plant. Hi Stu, I'm talking to you. But yes, I freaking love them, and I think I will continue to love them because there's some really, really, really gorgeous plants in alocasias. So that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know, are your tricks my tricks? Are my treats your treats? Tell me down below in the comments. Are there some that I didn't list here that you think are tricks or treats? Let me know. I really do want to know because I find this endlessly fascinating. Cool. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and like I said, if you want your say in the kind of videos that I make, head over to my Patreon and you can join in on the fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Oh, and happy Halloween.